Hello everybody and welcome back to City Skylines 2, where we are on the current version of the game, which is, if I can check here, 1.0.15 F1. So this is a hotfix version of the game. And there's one major thing that I would like to point out about this version of the game, and that is specifically, let's see here, gameplay fixes fixed. Hydropower plant output increases with simulation speed. So apparently, this might have a significant impact on us here. Apparently, what we've got going on here, at least previously, is that when we were on Speed 3 simulation, which we were, our hydroelectric power plant production was not scaling along with that speed. If that is indeed the case, that will have a significant effect on our electricity generation, and we may now be overbuilt on our windmills. So the question is that true? We can see we're at plus 2.98 megawatts right now, but I haven't unpaused it other than to just reset the time of day, right? So that's the only thing that I've done thus far here. Let's crank this up to speed 3, and let's see if this changes significantly. That is significantly negative. So maybe that's actually a bad thing for us that they fixed that. It's possible that what ended up happening, 241 kilowatts is currently being generated by the hydroelectric plant. That is not much at all. Okay, let's go down to speed 1 here. It may require time for the hydroelectric plant to recalculate everything. We're definitely seeing water flowing through here. Okay, now it's generating 17 megawatts. I think we're still negative. 10 megawatts negative. Okay. So that's definitely noted. We're going to be empty in 1 hour and 27 minutes. So that does mean that apparently this change does impact us, but negatively. Well, now we're down to 300 kilowatts. Hang on. That happened when I sped up the simulation. 315 kilowatts? Okay, I think it was just recalculating over here. We're now positive. We'll just have to keep an eye on that. There's definitely been a change to our power levels. The question is, where does this end up? It seems like it's ending up approximately where it was for us before. So maybe we were relatively unaffected by that bug fix. But it definitely drained a fair amount of our charge as it reset and regenerated, right? We do see that there's a fire down over here. I do want to check in on our fire services. There's a fire station not too far from there. We may want to consider putting in a firehouse over here, though. There's certainly a lack of firehouses out on this side. We only had 3. Well, we only had 2. So, yeah, that's definitely going to be a good thing there. So our current firehouse was, like, where? Up over here? Yeah, that's not very far away at all. We should see a fire engine arriving here quite quickly. In theory. There it is. Cool. So it comes on over, and we should have that pretty under control at this juncture. So that looks absolutely fine. No issues there. We are seeing some demand for commercial rising here. And I would like to get some of this stuff taken care of out over here. So out of curiosity, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this next street over here should end up being a highway. Okay. So we've got the Pine Highway and the Butler Highway, both of which should be extended out to the city limits at this time. So we're going to grab this guy and bring him right on over, making sure that we're at the correct elevation approximately. And let's just bring it over to about here, then to about here, then to about here, just to make sure we're sticking to the contours of the land. That didn't look straight, but it actually was, believe it or not. It's because of the land contours. Okay, good to know. So next we're going to bring this guy out, and we're going to do pretty much the same thing, just bringing it right on over like so. Then we're going to have to figure out where this highway ends up going, right? But I do want to extend this one out as well. So I'll just take that out to like there for now. Yep, that'll do. And we do have this auto center here. We can fit the auto center in here, so I'm just going to cram it in there for now. That'll do. Wonderful. So, basically we know that this highway should end up going... Well, we can extend, like, this road out, right? So we know that this highway should end up going... Okay, that's kind of bizarre. But it should end up going literally right here. So, right where this road is, for now. So that's our marker for the moment. And the highway is going to end up going... Hang on, are we at the wrong altitude? Yes, we are. Okay, so the highway ends up going right about here. Approximately. In theory. Should be about right. Close enough. It'll be difficult to tell the difference if it's not perfect. So we're just going to bring this guy up over here. There we go. And then this wants to bring it in kind of awkwardly, but there we go. Something kind of like that, right? So then we want to bring this guy straight on down. 180 and 89. Okay, it's close enough. And we'll just bring this right in over here. Cool. And I'm just having these be periodically dropping pillars, just for altitude purposes. So that'll be fine. Then we can extend this guy up here. And this is going to be a pretty hefty extension to our highway system, right? Are we going to have any additional highways over this way until we expand our city limits? That is a question that we should probably consider answering. For the time being, I'm just going to take this highway all the way up here. It's going to be mildly awkward because of the slope there. We can address that later on. For now, I'm not too worried about that. Okay. I don't think we have enough room here for our meta block, which would go like here approximately. Yeah, I think that's going to be the case there. Cool. So we can definitely bring some roads in over here, right? So that can go straight on down here. Phenomenal. And then we can bring roads out like so. And these would end up going like straight out to the city limits. Approximately like this. But we'll need to figure out where our road here is going to go, right? So right up over here, we'll take this over to here. And then this distance is going to end up being... What is this distance here? It's like 110-ish meters. Okay. So it's going to end up being like somewhere around here-ish. How many squares is this? We should probably determine that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this needs to go like a couple more squares over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so this is actually perfect in theory right here. Like that. Cool. With that information, we have everything that we need to extend all of these roads, right? So that, of course, means that we can bring this guy down to here. But I kind of want to bring all of these over first. So we would do something like that, and then we would bring this guy over like that. Cool. Hopefully we don't run into any pillar issues while we're doing it, because that would be mildly awkward. So we would then just bring this guy over. This looks ideal. And then this looks good-ish, but this actually looks significantly better. There we go. And then this road would be brought over like so. That does have a pillar issue there. So actually only the one pillar issue on this side. There might be some on the other side, which would be, you know, mildly awkward, but that's okay. We can bring this on through and then connect this highway up like that. No problem. Phenomenal. So then we would bring this right on over to be here. Okay, so that gives us what we need going horizontally here. Of course, we also need to bring these roads over. And we will do exactly that. So we're just expanding this out to the city limits. Hello, pillar issue. I can't say I'm shocked that there's more of you, but yeah, that's a pillar right there. Okay, Get out of there, pillar. Nobody likes you. So we're then just going to extend this guy straight on out to the city limits. Technically, that's 91 degrees there, but it's close enough. So that'll do. How are we doing over here? Looks good. No problem there. We should probably repair our highway here. There we go. And we don't have roundabouts in on this highway yet either. But this will be, in theory, a nice quick way to do this. So let's just get these stretched on out. Technically, that was 89 degrees, wasn't it? Hang on. Let's try that one more time. 89 and 90. Okay. Yeah, it is the best that we're going to get. Never mind. Okay, so straight on out like that, and then straight on out here. There we go. We're going to have some pretty significant slopes here, so that's going to make for some very interesting on-off ramps over this way. We'll see how that ends up playing out. We do have a pillar issue here, which I'm not shocked about. And this is why I've been saying that I really probably should make the lower roads first. But here we are. I don't know why, I just never do that. I really probably should. Hey, look, a potential pillar issue. Actually, it's not a pillar issue. We can celebrate. Phenomenal. So we're then just going to head on over here, but there's a pillar issue. Okay. So we're just going to take that on out of there. Cool. And we'll just bring this guy right on over to the city limits. There we go. Do we have a pillar issue here? No, we don't. How about here? That is a hard maybe. But no. Cool. So that's great. We're getting these roads done nice and easily. And then this one would go out over this way. Then the question is, are we interested in expanding up here? Well, eventually, but not in a right now sort of capacity. So that's phenomenal. From here, of course, we're going to be looking to bring this over. So I'm just going to put this here right now as a marker. So right there, and then bringing this over to be... That's awkward. That is quite awkward indeed. 108 to 116. That's what we want. Okay, right there. Cool. So right there, and then this next one is not far enough. Okay, so then we can get rid of those sections of road. They are unnecessary, and that gives us all of the roads that we need to head down this direction. That changed the angle just as I clicked. Okay, let's try that one more time. There we go. And we'll just get this right on down. 9189 is close enough. There we go. And we can then get the next set of roads going through here. 90 and 90. Perfect. And that's a pillar issue. Okay. So we'll take out this section of highway for now. We'll repair the highways, I think, after we're done going through with these lower roads. Like I said, we should really do the lower roads first because of the pillars. So we're actually fine here. Phenomenal. And then we've got this section out over here that's going to be potentially mildly awkward. We'll see how we want to handle that. But for the moment, it's okay. So then we bring this guy straight on down. That'll do. Cool. No pillar issue there. And I'm just going to drop this guy right here for now. That'll do. Okay, so that is our roads going that way. Of course, we've got this section out over here that we should probably end up doing. So we can take that straight on down over to here and then straight on down over to here. That'll do. Next set of roads. That'll do. We're not actually having significant issues with these, which is great. I'm very pleased about that. So we can just build that straight through like that. And then this road just goes straight on down. There we go. Cool. So this is all of our, south side roads finished up, right? So that's great. Next, we can head up over here and build a whole bunch of them going up this direction. So ideally, we'd want to take it up to here, right? But that's going to run into some issues. So we should probably do this like one meta block at a time. We've got a pillar issue, looks like right here. Not surprising. And we're just going to bring that straight on up through this meta block. Can we do that here? That's overlapping items. So I guess we have to connect it in here and then bring it up. That's giving us slope too steep. That's actually surprising to me, that slope too steep. That is a pretty steep slope, I suppose. Yeah, that's a hefty boy. Okay, so how do we want to handle that? That is going to complicate matters fairly significantly here. It doesn't need to be that much less of a grade. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these roads out of here for now. And we're going to bring this road up like that. Now that's a 91-degree angle. That's probably good enough, though. This then becomes slope too steep. Okay, can we hook in right here? Yes. And now can we hook in right here? Yes. Okay. We might have the same problem going throughout here, so we'll just bring this guy up to here. That'll do, I guess. And then we'll bring this right on out like so. And then that's all the further we're going for now with that road. Okay, so let's do the same thing out over here. With that solution, we should be able to build this quite quickly, although we've got a pillar issue. Of course we do. We'll take that on out of there. And let's bring this guy up. Cool. So that all looks good for now. Then the question is, do we get a slope too steep up over here? No, we don't. So now we should bring these over to ensure that we don't have too much sloping issues. Basically, this just does free terraforming for us, right? That's the idea. And I know that terraforming doesn't cost us money in this game. By free, what I actually mean, what is going on with this intersection? There's weirdness going on with this intersection. Okay. I'm going to try taking that out of there and redoing this section. But what I mean by that is free from work. Cool. And now the intersection's normal. Okay. We'll accept it. So that's a pillar issue. So we'll get the Vermont highway knocked back a little bit. And we'll just bring this straight on up. There we go. Cool. So now we can get this last road going. I don't think we'll have a pillar issue here. No, we won't. And I'm just going to... That's 90 degrees. Okay, it didn't want to snap to it, but we got there in the end. No pillar issue here. Okay. And then this, of course, needs to just be brought up about like that. There we go. Now we're going to have to link these in due to the slope that we're at here. That's good enough. And this one can come on in right about there. Cool. So that gives us all of the sloping that we need. We can also extend these guys out to the city limits. So it's approximately like that. Cool. So all of that will do. And then this road now needs to be extended northward to be about here. Like that. Now we can put the highways back in. So anywhere where we eliminated highways, we're going to need to put them back. So that's one of them. This is one of them. So I'm just going to put a pillar there, and a pillar there. Cool. What other highway gaps do we have here? Well, there's this one. So we'll just put in a pillar here and a pillar here. Cool. And then there's a gap right over this way. No problem. Pillar kind of in the middle there. We might have to rework that a bit for on-off ramps, but it's probably okay. Okay, I think that's all of our highways good to go here, other than roundabouts, of course, which we do want to put those in. So let's just hop on through here. Hopefully we don't have any significant slope too steeps going on here, but if we do, we should be able to rework it a little bit and have no major issues there. Overall, looks like no problems at all with that. Cool. So that's absolutely great. That gets us quite a lot of additional space down here. And we can just develop on-off ramps as needed going through this. So that seems absolutely fine. I want to check in on our power situation. Plus 21 megawatts. Okay, so now the dam appears to be producing a lot more. What is the maximum production of the dam? I do know I was disappointed in the production level of the hydroelectric power plant. Produces up to a maximum of 20,000 megawatts. That's insane. I don't think we're going to get 20,000 megawatts out of this little river. Just to be clear. I'm fairly certain about that. It did also say that the hydroelectric dam could be upgraded in the tooltip here. So this guy here can be upgraded with advanced turbines. But I don't see the upgrade dialog. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. It might be that it needs to be a particular size to upgrade. I'm not 100% certain on that one. But whatever. So we're definitely seeing a fair amount of demand for low-density residential, right? So we could certainly think about developing a meta block out over here, and I think that we probably should. What that ends up meaning is that we would want to zone like this, right? So just do something kind of like that. Then we need to do our on-off ramps here and here. That would also functionally almost complete this down over here. We should consider extending these roads out to the city limit down this way, though. So we can just bring this straight on down, like so. This will be a little easier from the top-down perspective. There we go. Cool. And we can extend these out over here as well. So we are going to eventually want to extend over to the river, but we don't do that at this exact moment, I think. For now, we would just bring these guys down to the city limits, about like that. So we can see we have quite a lot of space here that we haven't expanded into, that we've just created. But on-off ramps are going to be a significant part of this, right? So one thing that we could definitely think about doing is having this simply be an off-ramp over here. Oh, hang on, we're not in the curve tool. That would help. Curve tool, and only snap like so. Okay. So we can have an off-ramp over here, and then an on-ramp over here. Like that. So that gets this area done, right? At least for now. We can do the same thing down over here, where this is going to be an off-ramp, and then an on-ramp. Now, it doesn't make a ton of sense to have these here right now. That slope too steep. Okay, we're going to have to back this one off a little bit then. Hang on, what did that just do? If we get rid of this, that makes it slope too steep. Okay, that's wild. I guess we'll have to go on this side first. Bring it in like that. And then bring it out approximately like this. Sure, that works. Okay, cool. Next up, of course, we're going to do our standard on-off ramps right over here. So we're going to have an off-ramp, or rather an on-ramp right there, and then an off-ramp right over here. I'm going to move that out a little further. Approximately like that. It's not perfect, but it'll do. These are rarely perfect. We're not angling for perfection here. So we're just going to get this in and up about like that. Sure. That'll do. Same thing over here. So we would want an on-ramp here. Right about there seems okay. And an off-ramp over here. That's giving us overlapping items. So we'll see about maybe having it be here for the off-ramp. That'll work. I'm content with that. And then we can do a similar set over this way, of course. So an off-ramp here. That's overlapping items, probably due to the pillar location.
A housing shortage is driving up prices.
Okay, so something like that. Yes, I'm aware of the housing shortage. We're working on it. So we're going to move that up like so. And that means that this meta block is now completed. Also, this meta block is completed. Also, technically, this one is completed, although we're going to make some changes to this eventually. But for now, that's reasonably fine. And what that ends up meaning is that we can zone all of that light residential. We can do the same thing down over here, although I'm only going to zone to here. And then we can extend out this highway. And I want to turn snapping on for that. Extend this highway right on out to the city limits, like so. And then we can do our off-ramp here-ish.
Thank you.
Where are we?
Professor.
Okay, there we go. What is this ad anyway? Can we not? Thanks. Okay. So next up, of course, we want to be in Curve Tool. That would help. So we're going to go to Curve Tool and do that. There we go. And in terms of height, this is good. So we're going to have an off-ramp over here. Actually, it should be about here. And then an on-ramp right over here. Now, these are not going to see much utilization at this moment, but that does mean that these areas are, for the moment, complete. They're going to be extended later, for sure, but that'll help. That'll absolutely help our demand situation. The power keeps going out. This is ridiculous. Are we currently having power issues? We might be. No, I would not expect us to be having power issues at this moment. I think that our hydroelectric dam is producing significantly more power now. I think ultimately this did end up working in our favor, the bug fix that I highlighted at the beginning of this. It ended up working in our favor. We're at 61% efficiency here due to low water depth. Okay. That's interesting. It's probably not shocking that we have low water depth here, so that's absolutely fine. We're just going to continue to ride off of our hydroelectric power dam or rather power plant for the time being, and that's generating us plenty of power. We'll really start generating power once our solar plant comes online in the daytime. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to continue throwing more and more land at this light residential demand. We'll see if it ends up fixing. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, Katogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.